Every shall save your soul while you that mole and her hole, and then you can come on and act like a fucking troll. But anyway, welcome to the Confessionals. Here we are again. We're going to read them and rip you a new iPhone. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Step into the box. Tell Jimmy and Lee your sins.
Yo.
I think that song's going to go straight to #1 on Spotify.
I don't see how it couldn't. It was all there, the emotion, the other stuff.
Guitar sounded great.
You can just, by the lyrics, you can tell what mood I'm in today. It was like sort of, you know how you get these rappers that talk about shooting and this and that. They say that's their life, that's their thug life. So that song embraced my life today. So
Got a little thuggish.
No, just the whole fuck it.
If you guys don't mind, I'd like to start the I have a shout out for somebody.
A shout out.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a good friend of mine. It's his birthday coming up tomorrow. Greg Fina.
Greg, happy birthday, Greg, for
Happy birthday,
tomorrow.
Greg actually wanted to have me and you come to his car dealership in Vermont and sample ride his one of the brand new Corvettes.
Oh, they're a nice car. They're a nice car.
Yeah.
Baxter wants to come too.
And he also wants us to come on his boat, you know, when you come to America. And I just want to shout out. He's helped me out a lot. He's a great friend and got a beautiful family. His wife, Andrea, and his daughter, and just great people, man. They'll do anything for you, you know.
Greg, if you own a car dealership, you see the struggles Jimmy has with this Jeep.
Oh, man.
Help your brother out and put him in a Corvette or a new car. give him a good trade on that Jeep, Greg.
I don't know if you remember, Lee. He took me. Remember, I towed his boat to Florida on Dave's on After Hours.
Took it down there.
Yeah. That was his boat. I did it a couple of times. You know, had a lot of fun doing that. Little road rage, little road trip. It was nice.
You didn't lose it and flip the boat over on the freeway.
No. Well, almost on the way back home, we had a little trouble with the trailer and the. But we straightened it out. I met a trucker in North Carolina, and I had to pull over because the boat kept sliding off the ramp, right? So I had to stop off at a rest stop. Thank God there was a guy there with a flatbed with all straps. He was hauling something. I don't know where. Nice gentleman. I just went over to him. I said, listen, I got a problem. I said, this boat keeps falling off the ramp. I said, could you help me out? He says, absolutely. He said, so he came over, he looked at it, he assessed it, and then he just put the straps on and he actually gave me the straps. It was expensive. They were like 30-footers, you know, the crank the crank ones, you know. Yeah, the ratchet straps, very expensive. And anyway, great guy. And I took off and I made it back to New York, you know.
So to whoever that guy is, thank you.
Happy birthday, Greg.
You didn't get the guy's name who gave you the straps?
Nah, he did it. He had a run.
When you stop in these truck stops, there's not many words mixed. You just sort of get into it, get the action done, and get out. So
exactly.
We'll call him John. John, thank you for helping Jimmy with the straps.
Yeah, we'll call him John. That sounds good. I like that.
John the trucker.
Salute to John at a truck stop.
Salute.
By the way, I was in Carolina. When I was in Carolina, I stopped at one of the truck stops. Unbelievable place. I mean, they had all stuff for trucks, smokes, you know, exhaust stacks, lights, anything you could imagine. You know, they had a camouflage. I was going to buy one. It was like all grass. You put it on, you hang out in the swamp. Nobody can see you. I was going to buy that. And then they had like
the bushes.
Yeah. Here you go. You know, when the end times happen, and we got to do what we got to do to stay alive. But anyway, make a long story short, the place was unbelievable, man. And then so I walked into there was this pinball, area like the games and stuff. And I walked in there, and here's these guys in there playing pinball and all this shit.
But don't tell me they were raping Jodie Foster on the pinball machine.
No, actually, they were nice guys, but they had 6 shooters on their side, man, pearl handles and everything, right out in the open. I was like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this. But apparently in North Carolina, you could do that.
So you imagine if you were thinking about going in there to steal someone's wallet and you saw that, you'd think twice, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. Especially when they finally sat down and have a little lunch, and they were all sitting there, and they all had 6 guns under their hips. It looked like the Wild West. I said, "Look at this shit, man." That's
like
a
Wild West in the future with pinball machines.
It was like, exactly. I was very impressed with that. I was like, why can't everybody do that? We need to do that across the country, man. This is, this will keep America.
Well, there are certain suburbs in Chicago and New York and that where young men walk around strapping guns on themselves all the time, Jimmy.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, man.
I'm not saying they're legally obtained guns and stuff, but they got them. They're hidden.
However they got them, right.
If you want to see them, you'll generally see one if you're like stuck at a red light too long or somewhere and they want your vehicle, they'll pull it out and show you their gun. Yeah,
that's great. I like that. I wouldn't mind living in a world like that. I'd be packing all the time,
Exactly. Or when it's standing outside the car, you could just put yours here and just go kaboom.
This is very unpriestly talk for how priestly we all look.
We're all. Oh yeah, Tyler, you got your stuff on too.
Jimmy, I'm a little chilly. We got the drafts coming in the studio, but look at our organized callers.
You're cold over there?
Would you believe it? Tallahassee in Florida, it's like 40 degrees today.
Oh,
40? I know it's not like coldest ever. You got a little chillier up there in New York.
Actually, today was 50-something degrees, man.
So
it's colder here.
I have a question for the confessions. What do you think? My channel picked up a lot of viewers and that because I had that person helping me. But man, what an attitude when they posted a video, because I was on Fuad's show, and the way they cut the video, it made it look like it was just me interviewing Sam, and I wasn't happy with it. And Fuad wasn't happy. He's like, Lee, it hasn't even been up for a day. I said, I know. I didn't know this was going up. So when I had it removed and I got that message, I thought, that was pretty weird, wasn't it?
So what's the confession?
There's no confession. I'm just venting how fucking stupid it was that saying if you don't have my back, that bloody blah 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 and this. I'm thinking, I've got your back. It's just that if you're going to post stuff on my channel, you should run it by me first before you stick it up.
So you confessed,
so that's why
aggravating.
Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking, I look at all these things, and then I went down the rabbit hole of watching podcasts I've been on, and some have got 1 million views. Sam's Fitness, they get a couple of 100,000, but that's okay because Sam pays me to do those videos, so that's not bad. But then all these others, I'm thinking, one of them, a little short one, had over 1 million views. I'm thinking somebody made a couple of $1,000 off that fucking 1 million views or more. Oh, so what I'm trying to say is, by not having a bodybuilding contract anymore, and I've met a guy who's head of the union and the council here. When I get back in March from the Arnold Classic and that, I'm thinking that my podcast and career here is over. I'm going to focus on a normal job. So this, when you're in the bodybuilding world, you got to do this to stay relevant. But now I'm going to become relevant in the real world and fuck podcasts, and that's it. I'm done. There you go. That's my confession. That why spend my time coming out doing podcasts? Everyone makes money, and I don't get money. Even on my channel, when I went live, I made $100 in less than an hour with tips coming in. And this is where Dave says he doesn't see them. Bullshit, because I could fucking see them coming in. And then on the YouTube thing, it gives you the analytics. You can see how much money you made, how much things going up. So I'm sick of being a used cunt. I'm not fucking doing it anymore. There we go.
How's my can you hear me?
Amen. Yeah. So I didn't mean to leave you hanging there. I just the dogs were getting lit up behind me.
I switched over. I
was switching devices right in the middle of that.
I did. I switched.
Rough timing.
So you didn't hear any of my venting, Jimmy, at all?
No, I did. I heard it all while I was switching over. I didn't lose a beat.
We
Good.
see your aggravation, and I apologize. And we are here for you as fellow
Fuck it.
priests in the booth.
I don't want anyone here for me. I'm going alone, a lone wolf.
All right. Like the wind. I'm out.
Yeah. Like
So,
I'm going out like a fucking hurricane.
So just back up a minute, Lee. Back up a
Yes, hello. Yeah, where are we going back to? What part?
So the part about
Hold on. Beep, 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 beep. That's the truck reversing. Okay. Well, I backed up.
I hate that sound. I deal with
That's
that at work
annoying,
all
isn't
day.
it?
Yeah, it is. So you said that you're sick of doing podcasts, not making money. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I go on. Look, if you go on one every now and then, like a
Yeah.
random one, but when you're
Right.
doing things regularly, it's a job. I'm giving up my time. We all are. So you should be compensated some way. Now, I'm not saying that's thing, but when I look at these other ones and I see all the views they get, and there's ads in them, so there's money being made.
Right.
It's like I just figure, why give up my time if I'm not getting nothing from it? I put up those T-shirts and photos online the other day. Within an hour, I sold them all out. I'm thinking, well, I could be more productive doing that. But like I said, I'm going to go get a real job in the real world like I used to do. I'll still train, but then doing the podcast now, what keeps you relevant in the bodybuilding world. But I won't need to be relevant in the bodybuilding world because I'll be out in the working world with the real people, telling the people on the streets to fuck off.
Time's valuable. That's for sure.
So are you saying you're going to leave us on the confessionals?
Yeah. You're not saying
Probably
that, right?
after March, I'm leaving everything.
Ah,
Oh God.
fuck.
Why March?
Yeah.
But that's after the Arnold Classic.
Oh.
My last appearance. Well, it's like,
Oh shit.
I don't have, like I said, I had the sponsor that said they'd pay me October, November, and he never did me over there, which was a good amount of money. Well,
right.
Or $14,000. That's nothing to be sneezed at. It comes in handy.
Absolutely.
And, the money I have in the bank account is going down, down, down. The savings account, like I said, where you put in those locked accounts and it builds interest. But like I said, fucking banks, let's just say, I could understand, like, say, if you took some money out this month, they take the interest for that month. Oh, no, this bank, say you've had it in there for a year and you made like 10,000 interest. The second you go into that and take it, they take all that interest. I'm like, you thieving bastards.
Yeah, they do.
Like a penalty. That's what you get for touching it.
Yeah, your own money.
I don't want to have to touch it, so I'll just go and get a job.
There you go.
And I'll probably be parking ranger. So anyone in the Newcastle, Lake Macquarie area, if you don't obey the fucking signs in parking, I'm giving you a ticket. You'll get my autograph.
Wait, didn't you do that in the movie? You just did a skit.
Yeah, I was
TV,
gonna say that sounds
yeah.
familiar.
It
So
does
that's the
sound
funny
familiar.
thing. That's the funny thing. So now when I'm doing it in real life, they'll be like, I wonder if they're filming a TV show again. No, you get the real ticket, cunt. Here you go.
Did you actually inquire about the job, or you just?
Yeah, because I ran into a guy who liked that TV show, and he's like head of the union in the local council where I am. And he goes, if you really want the job, Lee, I can get it for you. I said, thank you.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. So you're going to go into the working world and leave all the podcasts. How about the one you just started, the My Way one? What are you going to do with that?
Well, like I said, that guy, Jeff, who was doing it, Jeff, the producer that used to be with RX and all that, he was doing it for me. And now he doesn't. Like I said, I might do a live on there, because when I did the live with Greg the other day, we had a good chat and people were giving donations. So I still might do that, but it's just like like I said, I go to watch these other ones where it's someone interviews Lee, 500,000 views. And I think, Tyler, if you Google how much money's made with views and ads and that, you can see some of them are in the millions. I'm thinking, they've made a lot of money having me on their show. No wonder I get so many requests. Lee, can you come on my podcast? And this, I'm thinking, why? So you make fucking money, and what do I get? I'm not at that point in my life where I need the exposure. Nobody knows who I am. So I'm thinking, it's like the ones that say, Lee, can I send you a T-shirt? And if I give you the T-shirt, will you put it on your page and this and that? I'm thinking, yeah, if I put your shirt, like for friends like Jimmy and that, no problem. But for someone who's like, I've got a company. I've made some T-shirts. If I send them to you, can you put them on and tag me in and stuff? I'm like, so you want me to wear your T-shirt? You're sending me a T-shirt that really cost you nothing, and you want me to put up and say, this is a great T-shirt. People go, look at that shirt Lee's got on. I'm going to buy it. So now this guy makes money because I'm wearing a T-shirt. I'm like, fucking over it.
Yeah. I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. I mean, my career is behind me too. That's in my rearview mirror. I'm never going to be benching that shit I did when I was younger. I got to face that reality.
Give it a try, Jimmy. See what happens. Give it a try.
I go to the gym. I'm putting up 225 and certain.
When I'm there, Jimmy, let's go out in style. Let's load that bar to 800 and I'll lift it off for you. And let's just give it a go.
Yeah, it'll probably be my last bench, but you know what? It'll got a lot of views.
Yeah.
I'll die with your hand stuck under the bar of my chest.
I'll probably die too because we'll both go together. The bar will crush you, and me trying to save you, I'll break my back holding it. So we'll both go.
I'll be dead. You'll be in a wheelchair.
Yeah. Like
what a picture.
Like this, right?
Yeah.
I have to go to Epstein's Island.
Oh my God.
I have to go to Epstein's Island. Is it still a thing?
Well, they found him on the list, Tyler.
The pool on my wheelchair. I'll take you around the pool.
That makes me wonder, though. What do you think happened to Epstein's Island, like right now? Like, it's just abandoned? It's just like
probably
ghost town.
Someone must still own it.
Gonna make it a resort. Make it the Epstein Inn.
I mean, he must have family. No, did he have?
That would be ironic, and they should.
Yeah.
Did he have children?
Like a fantasy island. Fantasy island.
Yeah, I don't know how popular it'd be.
maybe the Catholic Church can buy it and open up a school for boys on them.
Yeah. Ask the Pope. Yeah, that'd be a good venture for them.
What could go wrong?
Oh, man.
Where was his island anyway?
I don't know. Where was it?
It's a good question.
Was it Caribbean?
Yeah, I want to say it was
Caribbean.
Where was it? Where was Epstein Island? Of course, that's an immediate Google.
You're being flagged right now.
It was the Caribbean. It was Little St. James and the Virgin Islands.
No, Virgin Islands. Well, how coincidental.
God.
When they left the island, they weren't virgin anymore.
No, unfortunately, I highly doubt that.
Did they fly there on Virgin Airlines?
I always thought that was funny how there's like Virgin Mobile, Virgin Airlines, Virgin Records. It's like that's a bold brand name.
Yeah, Virgin Airlines. That's a false
Jimmy,
name.
Can you get together?
Virgin I think it's false advertising. Virgin Mobile, Virgin Airlines, and Virgin Records. False advertising because they're all fucked.
Yeah. And with that,
I got another thing. I got 17 T-shirts and photos I got to send out before you play the music. And they're all sitting on the floor here. And the thing was, I wrote on them, to Michael, such and such, best wishes. And then I think there's another Michael, so I had to put Michael H. So I have like 17 different things with names and addresses on. And I just hope I send them all to the right people. So people, if you get a photo that's not your name, tough luck. Just enjoy it.
Make do. Work with it.
Cross it out and put your name on it.
Well, good.
Carry on with the first confession. Where'd Jimmy go to get more wine, did he?
Yeah, but I'm
He's
sure
like fucking David Copperfield. He's here 1 minute, he's gone the next. It's like
I'm telling you, it's been hard to keep a pin on him for this episode.
It's like doing a show with Chris Angel. He's just fucking disappearing.
But more impressive still. No, Chris Angel's pretty impressive. I can't do the shit he does. I can't make such illusions.
I know. I went to one of
Lee, when you retire, we better stay in touch with me because I'll fly to Australia, man. So you gotta stay in touch.
I knew there was a way to get Jimmy down here.
Because I'm still gonna be dabbling over here. So
okay, well, your father's confession booth doors not.
Here we go. I'm good now. Jesus Christ! I put the letter.
You feeling okay? You ready?
I'm ready, man. I'm all. I don't know what it is. I'm all discombobulated tonight. I have no idea what's
Mercury
going
must
on.
be in retrograde, guys.
Something's happening with the planets and the solar system and the stars.
I am feeling tired.
Jimmy's all messed up. I'm in a mood.
I'm tired, but it's been a whole day. I'm good. I'm in a good mood. I'm okay.
I went crazy tonight. I went to freaking Old Navy. You got this sweatshirt, cut it up. I had to struggle to get it over my head, but
it paid off. Look at it.
Right?
Let me hear his first fucking confession so I can condemn the asshole to hell straight away. Go,
my
go
God.
ahead.
Wait a minute. I thought we were supposed to be like, good fathers tonight.
We'll see. Oh, no, that's right. It's good father, bad father. So, Jimmy, you're good. Lee's bad. All right.
Lee's always bad.
Here we go. I just
tonight.
the subject of this confession was a miracle took place. So let's see where this goes. I just want to start off by saying, longtime listener, love this show. Keep up the great work, and hashtag fuck Bobby, that soy boy bitch.
No, don't bring up Bobby.
Too
Yeah,
raw,
I still got a
too
sore
fresh.
spot for that guy.
I want to tell you, priest, quote unquote, about a time that a miracle took place in my life. Reminds me of saying I once heard, you don't realize how blessed you are until you think back on how things could have gone. To make a long story short, I used to be a real big sinner, with my main sin being fornication. I don't think you needed to air quote that, aka slamming, women with the good old shazoli. That's right. Honestly,
that's how you normally do it.
It's honestly a miracle in and of itself. With all the women I slept with, I didn't end up with kids, diseases, or both. The miracle I want to share with you guys today saved me from the new girl at work back when I was in college. I was at a retail store, blah, 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 income while in college. Of course, my old heathen ways. I was hitting on all my attractive female coworkers, crapping where he eats, so to speak, as they say. Sadly, things didn't work out with the most attractive one at the time. Hold on, he put in parentheses. She turned out to be a literal sociopathic bitch. This really upset me, however, because I was genuinely into her. I was depressed not being able to get a piece of that cannoli, and then out of nowhere, a new, even hotter girl started working there right after things fell through with the psycho. We hit it off, blah, blah, blah. Where is this going? After a few days of fooling around with the new girl at work, I began telling her to come sleep at my place after we got off work at night. She said she was busy with school and other BS, but eventually, 2 weeks later, she said, okay. Dude, this guy wrote like a novel. Oh, man, we got to be concise here. What is the point of all of this? Oh,
I can tell you right now, the guy's a fucking psychopath. He thinks he's good looking. He thinks he's great. The girl he thought was a psycho was the only smart one amongst them who saw what a fuckwit he was and didn't want to fuck him. But he calls her a psycho. It's just that she had a brain in her head and could see what game he was playing. And now he's got this new girl he doesn't know what to do. Whether he wants to bang her, she should run. The guy thinks he's a playboy. He's not. Yeah. He's a piece of shit. Banging ugly girls who just are an easy fuck. And the decent girl that had a brain got away, and he calls her a psycho. So fuck him, go home and masturbate, you prick.
So, he says, to get back on track.
There's more, is there? There's more.
Yeah, he says, to get back on track, here I am looking like the biggest idiot here on earth, missing out on both these baddies.
First true thing you said, he's an idiot.
This other chick we worked with, also hot, comes up to me saying she needs to talk to me in private, and guess what she tells me? Her friend, that hot new girl, is pregnant with a random guy's baby, and now she's left the city to get away from the weirdo she slept with, who knocked her up the night that she was supposed to come over to his place. So he's thinking he skirted and dodged a bullet, not hooking up with the girl he wanted to. Now what do you have to say? That probably aggravates you a kid more.
No, it's probably his kid, because he probably did bang her. He just doesn't want to admit to it. It probably is his banger.
Do you really
did bang her. And she knows what a psychopath he is, so she's leaving with his kid because he's just a piece of shit banging all these sluts who easily let him into their pants. And the one decent girl he calls psycho because she didn't want to fuck him. So that girl dodged the bullet. The rest of you are whores, and he's a fucking dickhead who thinks he's fucking God's gift to women. So he says he doesn't know if he's got kids. You probably do. He says, I don't have any diseases. When did you last get an AIDS check? You probably got AIDS.
When did you get tested?
So I hope you die a slow, painful death, wasting away in a hospital bed. Fuck you and good night. Go ahead, Jimmy.
Look out. Lee's on one tonight. I love it. All right, Jimmy, you got to bring us back. You got to. Where's the nice priest angle here? What do you have to say to this gentleman?
I just had to pour myself another wine. I just had to pour myself another wine. I was overheating with Lee's statement there. I mean, how old is this gentleman? Do we know how old he is?
I don't think he said, but he's certainly
Old
sounds
enough to know
20s,
better.
I would imagine 20s, maybe 30s. I'd be shocked if this dude's older.
Yeah, so we don't know his age, but from just judging from what he's saying, he's probably fairly young.
Yeah.
So he hasn't got burnt enough yet. So I'm thinking, he's going to continue on his path. He better pray to God that that woman is not pregnant like they said with his baby, because he's going to
Well,
be
apparently
paying
he
for.
didn't even get
a
with her.
very-
He can pray all he wants. My fucking father Lucifer over here has his seat ready. Has his seat ready for him down here, so he can pray all he wants. It ain't going to work. The fires of hell are being stoked, and he's coming down.
Yeah. I don't know what to say to that. I'm saying that
You can try bring him out. Try bring him out of the pit of hell right now, Jimmy. Talk to your leader God and try bring him back.
Well, I'm not going to try to bring him back, but I mean, I think he's very young, and he's he's not experienced with life yet. Like we all were when we were younger, and I hope he didn't make that mistake with that young woman there. And
No,
his
parents made the fucking mistake.
No one's safe.
Like I was saying. So I think what he has to do is he has to calm down and think about what he's doing, because really what he's doing is a nowhere thing. I mean, going from bird nest to bird nest to bird nest like he's doing, it's not really, it's a nowhere thing. He's not going to get it. He should concentrate on his own life and a good job.
Oh, he has
and,
no life.
and saving money and thinking about his future, maybe buying a house, maybe he owns a house.
He has no future. He's a fucking loser.
And and that's it. He should really think about, use his head, the head that's on the shoulders, not the one that's between the legs.
When they fill in those Jewish tunnels in New York City, they should put that cut in it and cement him in.
So, like I was saying, he needs to think about his future. I feel sorry for the guy. I think he's a little.
No, I'm sorry. After your rebuttal to mine, he's mine. His soul's coming to hell. Actually, you're the adjudicator. You're the adjudicator there, Tyler. Who gets his soul, me or Jimmy?
Oh wow! I have to just pick. I don't just get to make my own.
You're putting the whole load on him, Lee. That's not fair.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Poor guy. Hey, how's he gonna sleep at night?
I don't care.
You don't care.
There was a certain. I pick up on what Lee's going with. Like there was a certain air of I'm such hot shit. Like these.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, I didn't get laid by this girl, but turned out it worked out in my favor.
Ego isn't like ego is one of the major sins and that sort of thing. So yeah, fuck you.
I'm going with Lucifer Lee on this one. Sorry.
Thank you. I'm dragging him down.
Yeah. But Jimmy, we got more confessions, so there's going to be a chance.
You still got time to save some souls.
I feel
Jimmy,
sorry
but I'm one for nothing.
Well, you can't. You know what they say? You can't save them all.
No.
So what you're telling me? He's on the elevator going down.
Yep.
Maybe.
No emergency brake. It's all the way.
Okay.
All right.
The bottom. He's going to the basement. All right. Next.
All right. We got another one in the confession booth. Not a confession, just a funny story, but it is pretty funny. So
it better be funny, or otherwise he's fucking coming down too.
Okay, forgive me, fathers, for I have done it. All right, you were talking about going to the bathroom, not wanting to make too much noise while others are around. Reminded me of something I did years ago. I'm going to turn into Jimmy and say, I got a confession. Years ago, I was working in a restaurant and walking into one of the stalls to go numero duo. While being on shift, a guy coming out saw me coming in. So I waited for him to leave because, he saw him in his uniform. Doesn't want to look like a guy taking a shit while he's working there. It's not good image.
Yeah.
Very nice. By the way, this was me eating like Lee in the off season. Very good food. And in my world, Fiberlize wasn't created. So you do the math. As I was waiting, the guy was washing his hands, then blow drying, then using paper towels. He was in there for like 4 minutes as I was squeezing my glutes like I was in the Olympics. The guy was moving so slow, I was sweating because I didn't want to make noises since I was in uniform and no one else was in there. After he finished with the towels, me thinking he was going to leave, his phone rings and he goes, "Yeah, I can talk. No, go ahead." At that point, I released the Kraken for a good 20 seconds. Everything came out with all the noises you could think of and then some. As I was emptying the tank, all I could hear from him was, "Hang on, I can't hear you." And then he left. And then he said, "Phew." Flushed twice, wiped, washed his hands, and went on to tell the guys as they were laughing their asses off. Hope this gets on the show, puts you in a good mood. Maybe Tyler picks this if Jimmy gets angry again like last time. I didn't have to. I had to do it for Lee, actually, this time.
No, that was actually.
Wait, I didn't get angry.
He said,
I didn't
"Peace,
get angry.
fuck
That's
Bobby."
just like a story he told about having to hold his poo-poo in while someone was there. We've all been there when there's someone there and you're thinking, hurry up and get out. So he's like, that guy's on the fence. He doesn't go to heaven or hell because it's just a story. It's a nice,
Yeah, it's a story.
cute little story. So
It was charming. Thank you for your funny fart poop story.
now, if he had said he took a piece of poo back and put in that guy's food, that would have been a bit more interesting.
And that would have been like, no, don't. Golden rule. Unless there were terrible customers, maybe you can.
Yeah, that was a cute story. I think a lot of people could relate to that. That was I've been in airports switching planes. Back in the day. Yeah. I had to get off one plane and run to another one, and I had to go to the bathroom in between, and I would run into the bathroom, and the bathroom was packed with people, of course, because it's the airport. And I go in the stall and I sit on there and I try to release it a little at a time because I really wanted to let it go.
Yeah.
But
what about when the store floor's a bit wet and you got to try and not let your pants hit the floor and fucking no.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
So we've all been there with that, so we can relate to that. That was a nice story. Yeah.
Well, it's like he's trying to give the guy his time, but if the guy's going to take that much time, and then no, I got time. It's like, well, I'm in the back. I need to take a shit now. So.
Yeah, I would have did the same thing.
And who wants to stand in the toilet though on a phone call like a smelly urinal? It's like, I know.
Yeah, usually when I go to the restrooms anywhere, I want to get out of there as fast as possible. So I'm not going to take a phone call.
And especially if you're standing there on the phone and there's guys at the urinal. What do you do? Just stand there on the phone.
Just look right at them.
Yeah, you start to wonder if the guy's really on the phone or he just wants to check out my shot.
Yeah, I'm actually thinking the guy was actually gay. He was waiting to hear this guy release his poo and gas because that's how he gets turned on, hearing the sphincter open and close. Like a love. It's like a fucking moose call. People have those moose.
It's like a moose call.
Yeah, so it gets him turned on. And of course, it didn't happen. He just faked the phone call saying, I got time, waiting to hear this guy poo so he can get aroused. And in the meantime, he's thinking, while I stand here, maybe some people will come in and urinate. I'll get to see some dick while I'm waiting to hear this guy's sphincter. Like, send me the sweet sounds of fucking beautiful sounds to my ears. So what really happened was the guy went to the toilet. He dodged a gay guy that was in there wanting to hear him poo and see dick.
Not even just a gay guy, like a truly perverted guy. But
I
see
really gay guy.
Oh my
There's
God!
I see one big hole, no pun intended, in your story.
Yes.
Why didn't he hang around?
And let's not forget the other thing, Lee. While you're hitting on all that,
because what happened was once he heard it, but he liked that too. But that's why it was too much for him. Like when you get overcome with just too much, he was just hoping to hear maybe a. And it was good. But this guy said he let rip for like 20 seconds with the sounds. He could hear the poop hitting the water.
Oh yeah, everything was coming out of there. The whole kitchen
so
sink.
He got so turned on and so aroused he had to leave the bathroom or he would have just fucking exploded like that girl at Willy Wonka that ate the blueberry.
Wow, that's okay.
Well, I would say probably when he probably had a Woody when he was leaving the bathroom, so he had to keep the suitcase in front of him, his body when he walked out because he didn't want anybody. Yeah, he didn't want anybody. Well, it was in the airport. Where was he?
There on a lunch meeting, so he had his little briefcase with him.
He's got
a
fucking suitcase in a restaurant.
Yeah. He was having a meeting. Is there a lunchtime meeting?
I would never go to the bathroom in a restaurant ever. One thing going in the airport, because when you're in the airport, everybody's shitting and pissing, running in and out. You don't know who's stinking. But when you go to a restaurant, you go to a restroom in a restaurant, man. It's just you in there.
And if you make a smell, you make a smell, and someone goes in to use the urinal. They're going to see your shoes go back to the table and go, someone in there stinking it up. And when you come out, they're going to look and go, that's the fucking shoes. That's the cunt there. Stunk up the bathroom.
Or how about when you walk out after you let a few logs out and, you know, you
Yeah.
wipe your rear end and you open up the door because sometimes it's a single bathroom, right, in a restaurant.
Yeah.
So you open up the door and
And
the
a
guy's
woman
right
wants
there.
to go in.
No.
No, this is the men's bathroom. Even
Oh,
the men's
well.
bathroom is embarrassing because
Well,
you know
these days
you
you
open up
can't.
the.
You have to be multicultural to
Well,
bath.
with these days, yes, you're right.
The whole
Absolutely.
unisex.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Mm.
The first time I was ever in a unisex bathroom, I was in California. I was at this club called the Mayan. It was in downtown LA.
The mine.
Yeah, the Mayans. That was the name of the club. So everything was like all the walls, everything was like the Mayan temples and all that. You know, everything. It was a pretty cool nightclub.
Were they doing sacrifices?
It was a fucked up club. It was in LA. I went there with
Say no more. What part of LA, Jimmy? Was it West Hollywood?
It might have been. Yeah, it might have been. Yeah.
Say no more.
I mean, you could look
Say
it up.
no more.
I don't know. It's probably still there. That club, the Mayans.
Can you
It was a
Google
big
that,
club.
please, Tyler? The
Yeah, I'll
Mine
look it
Club.
up.
If it's in West Hollywood.
Look it up, Tyler.
Yeah.
All right.
So
West
anyway,
Hollywood
the first
is
time
the-
this is going back when when I was living in California for a little while, and that's the first time ever I was in a unisex
Yeah, it
bathroom.
is.
What?
Is it West Hollywood?
It's LA, I think, unless this is different. Established 1927.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll share it.
that's it. The Mayans.
this was before the AIDS epidemic broke out. Oh, look at that.
Whoa, look at it. It's like a giant like venue now.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the outside.
That's it.
Bringing back memories, Jimmy.
It is.
That looks pretty epic, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's freaking a wild club, man.
It looks like one of those clubs from Dusk Till Dawn.
It exactly
does
looks
kinda.
like that. It is. That's exactly what that place is.
Whoa.
What's it say there? Does it say prominently gay nightclub in downtown?
Prominently.
No, this club kind of reminded me of the club in New York City. It was a church. It was called
The Back Door.
no, I forget the name of it. But it was actually an old church, and people would go there and party, and you still could see the stained glass windows, and yeah, it was a club in the church. It was kind of sacrilegious, man.
Yeah,
But
the windows
it
was
an actual
stained,
church. Yeah, they were stained. They
window-
still have like
yeah,
Jesus
yeah.
on them and the apostles.
Stained with blood and jizz.
It's just crazy. I'll never forget when I went to that club in the city. Well, anyway, back to the Mayans. You know, that's the first time I ever walked into a unisex bathroom. I walked in and I went over to the urinal to take a whiz, and there was a girl sitting right on the toilet going. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I mean, it was a unisex bathroom. I had no idea. But back to that club in the city. I went in there one night. I'll never forget it, man. It was packed. It had to be like the late 80s or something. Anyway, I go downstairs and I'm down in the basement and there was music and the lights, just like you saw. You know, it's kind of like from Dusk Till Dawn. And there was this guy in there with no shirt on. I might have actually talked about this on After Hours. And he was bent over. The guy had a horse saddle strapped to his back, and he was giving girls rides.
Yeah, of course.
On the dance floor.
Just girls or anyone?
Anybody, yeah, anybody who could jump on his back. This guy was.
Now, Jimmy, confess. Did you think it was good? You got a ride, didn't you, Jimmy? Jimmy, did you get a ride?
I had to take a ride. I did. Yeah. The best part when I was spanking him on his butt. You know,
with the whip, like on a steeplechase.
That's the confession.
And he had lights in his mouth when he smiled. His teeth all lit. I was crazy.
That's where Jimmy's horse fetish came from.
That's where it started, Lee.
Yeah.
Oh God.
It always starts somewhere.
The Limelight. The Limelight. That was the name of the club in the city, Tyler. I don't know if it's still there, but
Google that one. Google that one, Tyler. The Limelight.
Yeah, the Limelight. Crazy.
Predominantly dominatrix sex gay club, I think it might say under the title.
Did it come up the last time when I tried to show it?
Yeah,
I don't know.
The Mayan did. Yeah, we saw the Mayan club. Nice.
That was in LA.
What was
this
it called?
was in New York.
The Limelight.
In New York.
And then Webster Hall. That was another big club in Manhattan. Webster Hall. Dave probably remembers all these.
Hold on, calm down. We can only go one club at a time, Jimmy. Don't get too excited with all the memories coming back.
Where is it at?
It's in Manhattan. It's called the Limelight. I forget which street it was on, 12th Street or something like that, downtown Manhattan.
It was on 69 Avenue.
I don't think
No.
it's a thing. I don't know if it's still a thing, but I found an article about it in the 90s. So
Oh, what's the
okay,
article
yeah.
say? What's the article say?
Let's show
Notorious
you.
gay club known for selling drugs,
It was a crazy
horsey
club, man.
rides. The club was shut down due to a Jimmy Pilecki going crazy. Back in the oh, look at
New
those
York
people.
City after dark in the 90s was an ecstatic fever dream fueled by club kids' outrageous fantasies.
Oh,
Oh, is
Keep
that's
going.
it's a church.
That's
There
it.
it
Keep
is.
going. Tell us a description of the club.
Look at that.
When fantasies get involved, keep going. What sort of fantasies were done?
Look, Lee, there's the windows.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man. That was like
That's
walking in hell, that
well,
club,
mate,
man.
when you're taking it up the rear, you got to pray to Jesus.
They're not really at least in this article really talking about what actually goes on there.
Well, they said
Homo or
fantasies. They said,
heterosexual. Oh, there's
they
a
said
photo party.
fantasies.
I mean, look at the people, like Tyler. Come on. You
They're
know?
drag queens.
Yeah.
That looks like a girl.
Yeah, that looks
That's
like
a
a girl.
drag queen.
Well,
Fantasies. People
she's
dressed
pretty.
as horses. Yeah, I know what's going on at that club.
Oh wow.
Oh, got him in the cage.
Got the
Dancing.
cage dancing.
Is that Jimmy in the crowd? Look, is that Jimmy to the left? There's Jimmy in the background there. Look at
I
him.
was there in the 90s, man.
Yeah. There he
That'd be
is.
amazing if we ended up finding him in a photo. Could you imagine?
Yeah, that'd be funny. There he is.
Wow. Damn. She looks great.
Yeah.
He looks great.
Yeah, damn straight.
The old limelight.
Got the
man.
boys. That looks crazy, man. Like with those tables.
If you click on just images, is there like, when you Google something and it gives you the choice up top, videos, images, just click on images. It might have lots of pictures from there. And we might find Jimmy in one.
Riding the horse.
Here we go. Where are you, Jimmy?
Oh, here you go. That's more the culture Lee was talking about.
Let's get that facial recognition on here so we can see. We'll find him.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Hello.
Great. Just
Who the fuck's that? Mozart.
Pip pip cheerio.
It's Ben Franklin.
Oh gosh.
Hey, there's Jimmy in the toilet. What's going on there?
That place was very sacrilegious, man. That place.
Oh, like he's a fellow priest. You see the collar?
Oh.
Yeah.
Very priestly.
Yeah. People used to get dressed up there. All kinds of shit used to go on over there.
Hello.
Hello.
There you go.
It's like the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, a little bit right there. That's a pretty crazy looking club.
How often did you frequent this place, Jimmy?
I used to go there like every weekend for like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Now, you should have done that to the Mayan Club. You should have done the images so we could see what it more was
Oh, the
like.
Mayan Club was crazy too, man.
The Mayan.
You think if Jimmy was there this often, he's probably in one of those pictures somewhere. We need that. Can we get the FBI to scan the crowd for facial recognition?
For real.
The camera that's located outside the bathroom might catch Jimmy the most.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was quite interesting. Yeah.
That guy's going back in there again. He must have stomach problems.
Yeah, I'm just I'm a nervous wreck tonight. But yeah, and Webster Hall. See if we just make that the last one. See if you could get Webster Hall.
All right. I'll do one more, then we'll hop back in the booth.
Yeah.
Webster Hall sounds a bit official, like an uppity club.
Not really. It was kind of a little crazy over there too. They used to have trapeze acts in there, where people used to, you'd be hanging out. This place was tremendous.
Where's this at? New York City?
Yeah, that was New York City too. Yeah, Webster Hall. I used to go there.
I think it might still be a thing.
Just click on the images of Webster Hall.
Yeah.
We'll see Jimmy hanging from the trapeze bar. When Jimmy was in there in the younger days, drinking and maybe doing a bit of, I bet he thought he could climb up there.
Look at how big that place was, Lee.
Oh,
look at all the
Jesus,
people.
Look at that many people. Oh,
yeah, that place is unbelievable.
Couldn't stand it.
The bar wrapped all the way around that place, man. I don't know if you remember, the Olympia was in Georgia one year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And after I did that photo shoot and it made the cover.
Who put the thumbs up there?
What the fuck was that?
Who did thumbs up?
I have no idea.
Where'd that come
What
from?
the fuck was that?
I couldn't even tell you.
Wow,
What
that
the
was
hell?
like that was like spiritual moment. There.
I
was
thought
very
Jimmy, it's like one of those little thought bubbles, and it was a thumbs up coming from
Wait,
Jimmy's head.
you guys saw that thumbs up shit?
Yeah, I
No,
saw
only you
it.
did. See what? Hey, play
I
dumb,
did
Tyler.
too.
No,
What the fuck
no,
was
we
that?
didn't see it. We didn't see
You
anything,
must have
Jimmy.
done
What
it
did you
somehow.
Wait, Lee, you said you didn't see the thumbs up. You said you just saw the
see? No,
thumbs up.
nor did Tyler. Only you saw it. What did you see,
Let me
Jimmy?
see.
I
Maybe
saw it.
maybe
Tyler,
something.
Tyler,
Maybe
shut up.
something
Play along.
happened with
Jimmy.
the.
We'll make Jimmy think he's crazy. Only you saw it, Jimmy. We didn't see anything.
No, I'm thinking
No, it
maybe.
actually looked like a thought bubble coming from your head of the thumbs up.
Yeah, it was very strange.
I
What the
thought
fuck
Tyler
was
was
that?
doing it. I thought Tyler's got into graphics all of a sudden.
I
I
thought
wish,
Tyler
yeah,
was
I don't
doing
know
that
how
too.
I
I
did
was
it. I
saying,
did it.
fucking Tyler's really good, man. He did thumbs up, man. I was
I'm
like,
not.
how the
I
fuck
assure
did that?
you, I'm not.
I thought maybe I don't know. That was weird. That was
It's the
strange.
spirit. It's the spirit of Steve Blackman giving you the thumbs up.
Hey, yeah, nice big ethereal one.
I forgot what the fuck I was even saying with that thumbs up. Got me all fucked up.
Okay, well, perhaps that'd be a great time to derail and pivot to a
Yeah,
confession.
All right,
yes.
let's go ahead. Let's go
Play
to
the
another
music.
cover because I totally forgot what the
Fantastic.
fuck I was talking about.
Okay,
Confession
lay it
booth.
on us.
Oh, I'm gonna dig those pictures up when I was out in Marina Del Rey. I'm gonna put them on Instagram for the people.
Dear the Holy Trinity,
Yes.
I'm a 22-year-old guy who can't stop thinking about a 31-year-old woman.
Well, here we
I
go.
met this woman at work, really began to get along with her. Her sense of humor matches mine. To me, she's really smart, really positive. Every time I talk to her, it's the highlight of my day. I can't stop thinking about her. Sounds like he's in love. Not to mention, this woman
No,
is
he's
just my type.
infatuated. He's not in love. Knock it off. Come on.
He's infatuated. You're right. That's a difference. This woman's just my type, very voluptuous, front and
No.
back. Blue-eyed
No.
blonde. I even look her up on Facebook and bust a load in less than 5 minutes.
Stalker.
I
Wow.
shit you not, I felt guilty for the first time masturbating. Well, I can understandably, but ever since she moved positions at work, I haven't talked to her. I even go out of my way to avoid her and be very short. She's a normal woman, wouldn't even think of hooking up or dating a 22-year-old. And knowing that I told her I'm not interested in being her friend, it would only hurt me being friends with a woman who I have sexual/feelings in general for. I'd hate to hear who she's banging, which we have talked about before. And inside I was raging, but I didn't show it. Anyways, 3 months after her leaving the position, I still can't stop thinking about her. And when I see her around, it devastates me. Knowing she has no feelings for me and doesn't think me the way I do her. Help me, fathers. I'm tired of feeling like a punk bitch, and I can't get this very beautiful, sexy older woman out of my mind.
Huh.
All right.
Lee, you want to go first? You want me to go?
No, you go first on this one. I went first.
Okay,
on
I'm
the
gonna
other
go.
one.
I'll go first on this one.
Okay.
So, what I think, as an ordained priest, and I've been back and forth in the Vatican, and I shook hands with bishops and lords and all kinds of people. I'm thinking that this guy should be, being the worldly experience that I have. I believe that life is very short, and I believe that this man should open his mouth to her and just tell her how he feels, man.
Oh yeah, what's the worst that can happen, right?
Right. If he's struggling with all these thoughts and masturbating, and he's blowing himself up and all this shit, and he's
blowing him left and right,
and he's suffering, because he's whacking off in the corner and home and in the car, and he's actually suffering. He's a suffering soul. I think he should actually confront her and tell her exactly how he feels. And then you know what? He can get it off the shelf, because if the girl says, listen, man, I got no interest in you whatsoever. I have no thoughts of you like that. He could end it,
move on.
He could end his misery, and then he can move on. Right. Exactly. So, and then on the other side of the coin, she could say, you know what? I've been feeling about you for very long. And then, right, exactly. So that's my thought. My thought is, it's the new age. Say what's like Lee. Say what's on your mind, man. Get it out. You have these feelings. Just go for it, man. And tell her. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? She could say, "I don't have these feelings for you," and okay, no problem. You know what I mean? Then and it's over. Now you can move. Now you don't have to suffer, because what you're doing to yourself is you're suffering. The
like
fantasy
Jesus on the cross, like Jesus on the cross.
Maybe not. Right. Yeah. Right. Maybe not. Should I not? All that bullshit. Just open. Just tell her, man.
Yeah.
Lee.
Yeah. Well,
Lee, what's your
now
thoughts
that
on
I've heard,
this man
his
masturbating in the
story,
closet?
and now that I've heard his story and Jimmy's story, I reckon this girl dodged a bullet. This guy's a fucking mental psychopath. He's having fantasies. He's having fantasies about the girl. He's looking at pictures of her, so he's stalking her online. He's looking into her on work. He's busting his nut about her. When she tells him stories of sexual encounters she has, he gets enraged and infuriated. So, no, Jimmy, he should not go up to her, because if he goes up to her and she turns him down and breaks his heart, this psychopath's going to pull out a knife, plunge it through her.
I don't know.
Oh,
it's going to be a two-ended knife. He's going to put the knife in her heart. Then he's going to pull her close.
Oh, wow.
And then put the knife through his heart.
That's
so
so
they can
poetic.
die together romantically, all because of the turn down. But the guy's a fucking nutter because he's just stalking her, watching her like a peeping Tom, beating his fucking meat when he gets home, and he loves her. And then, she tells me about the guy she's been with. I get so infuriated at home. I went home and I fucking stabbed the cat, and I broke my mother's arm when she was making me dinner. I spat in my mother's face. When I had to go take my grandmother to the store, I pushed her out the fucking wheelchair because I got so enraged. The guy's a fucking nutter and he's coming to hell.
He's a nutter.
So what you're saying is that his anger and his frustration actually extended into his own family by throwing his grandmother.
Because he couldn't take it out on the girl, so he had to take it out on the closest to him.
So he rolled the grandmother down the stairs in the wheelchair.
After he spat in his mother's face when she gave him dinner.
Well, I believe in something like that because that can happen in real life. You know, when you're
listen to it. He said he's watching her. He watches her and he fantasizes and jacks off. And then now, if I was to tell, he tells him a sex story
abundantly available.
Well,
but listen,
Lee,
how can he get infuriated? She tells him about a person she's with, and he's so angry. Imagine if he was with her.
That was a weird line. That was a weird line.
Imagine if he was with her and she even just looked at another guy. He'd probably go home and fucking shank her in the fucking neck.
But on the other flip of that coin, I could see it's like, well, I like this girl, so I actually hate her talking about being with other guys.
Right.
No,
that's psychopath. Everyone's got a past. You're not with her, so she can go bang the footy team. It shouldn't affect you. So it's like, nut job. You're coming to hell. See you there.
You guys both make a case. You both made a case there.
I have to say, Lee, on that note, I must have been a psycho fucking path myself because I've had stuff like that happen.
Yeah. You know, and let that be a lesson. Look how Jimmy's life has turned out.
You know what? In the spirit of the show, confession time.
Yeah.
Are you guys going to tell me you've never made love to a photograph? Or in this day and age, photograph on a screen?
Absolutely.
I've never made
perhaps of the girl that you're into.
Yeah, but I'm not into the girl. I'm more like if you're watching porn doing it, you're watching.
So let's make the distinction. Not porn, like someone like you're admiring. You know, so maybe she's got a nice bikini photo.
Well, you never looked at the Playboy magazines when you were younger?
No, I always saw but even a Playboy magazine. That's a photo, but you don't know the girl. It's different when you know them and their things. Yeah.
So basically,
his was beyond a fantasy. His is a psychopathic fantasy where she's in reach and he's talking to her and he can't handle it and he's getting angry by her stories where he just wants to strangle her and cut her head off and cut her arms off and put her in a bag and float her down the fucking river.
All right. Do you hear the music? I'm playing the music because people say I never confess anything. So here it is. All right.
Wait a minute. Hold on, Tyler. Hold on.
Oh yeah.
I got to just elaborate on Lee's reaction here for a minute.
Yeah, sure.
Can I do that? You know, we've all masturbated to Playboy magazine. It's just lust after flesh. We don't know the girl who's in the magazine. You're just looking at her body and you're imagining yourself, suckling on her breast, and then
cannolis, cannolis,
right? Cannolis, and and bending her over, and then sending your tongue into the extreme of the exterior, and all that there, and we've all done that in the past. We've all guilty of that. We've all have sinned.
Yeah, but then you don't see the girl on TMZ and go, oh, that's the girl I masturbated to. She's married. I'm so fucking angry. I want to kill her.
Yeah, but if you did it like that would be.
Well, I tell you, they make movies about that. Where the guy has a fantasy about a woman, then he finds out dating this guy, and he
Yeah.
flips the fuck out, and he wants to kill her and him. Yeah,
that movie, The Fan with Wesley Snipes. Remember?
Yeah,
Oh.
they make movies about stuff like that. So
Fatal
that is a
Attraction.
reality.
Fatal Attraction was a movie.
Fatal
similar to
Attraction was another one with Michael Douglas, right? When he was with that girl and she didn't want to be with anybody. Yeah.
They're all psycho movies.
Cape
All
Fear was
great
another,
family movies.
with Robert De Niro
All
was another
good
one.
family movies. I recommend them.
Yeah, Cape Fear was another one, right? He was yes, you know.
You
So
want
you know,
another good family holiday movie? Schindler's List.
Sure.
Oh, Schindler's List. That was about the German War. That was about.
Yeah, but it's like a good Christmas feel-good movie. The girl's wearing the little red coat, so I thought it was like a Christmas theme.
Yeah, it could look like that if you didn't know the depth of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it could.
And the first look at it, the ash coming down could have been snow. So.
Yeah, it could have been. I have to say, the Schindler's List was an excellent movie.
Excellent. The Hindenburg crashing is another good piece of footage if you like the enjoyment of watching people burn and try. Yeah, you see the footage. The footage. You see the footage of it as it's coming down and people are trying to run away, and the big burning blimp falls on them. It's a great show.
Led Zeppelin had that on their album, the Zeppelin,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, make a long story short, the Schindler's List was actually based on a true story. He saved a lot of lives opening up that
and then
factory.
they gave him that ring that said, "He who saves one life saves the world entire." And at the end of the movie, remember, it showed you the Jews that he saved, their ancestors. By saving so many, there are now like thousands of Jewish people who live now because of what Oscar
And they actually
did.
have his, he's buried in Israel, and they actually visit him every year and put stones on his grave. So it's an actual story. Yeah, it's a very good story, actually. Now, I got to take my hat off to that guy because he didn't know shit. He was from Austria, and he went into Germany, and he just took pictures with officers and all this shit. He made up all this crap, and he put all the pictures on the wall, him with all these different Nazi officers, and he just made the whole thing up, you know.
And then when he found out what they were doing, remember, he told him, he said, because the Germans then contracted him to make the weapons and this and that. Yes. He said, make them bigger. He goes, if you got to make these, make them so they don't fit in the cannons and make this. So it's like he had them. And then he was just writing, delicious. Remember, he had that accountant guy, give me more names. I need more names. And then at the end, he felt guilty because as he's driving off and the Jewish people are thanking him, he's crying. He's like, this car, this coat, this thing here, this could have saved another 10 people. This could have saved. So.
Yeah, he got really into it. And didn't he actually make like the pots and the pans for the military? He was making
I think they were melting them down to make stuff, but he made sure none of it would actually fit. So he had the...
Yeah. That was a great movie, man. I highly recommend that to the fans if they want to watch a great movie. Watch Schindler's List. It was a fantastic movie. Fantastic.
And like I said, and then at the very end, don't turn off because it does show you the actual families, like you said, going to his grave.
It does. Absolutely, 100%.
There's a line of them. It tells you how...
Every year they go to his grave and they pay homage to him. Yes, 100%. Great movie. I recommend it.
The Palestinians go there the next day and kick the fucking rocks off and go, fuck you, Schindler.
Yeah, well, that's another whole story.
Carry on with your confession.
We won't get into that now. Let's hear Tyler's next confession. You got another psychopath coming up.
Tyler's got one himself.
Oh, he does?
Yeah. I can't even remember after all. What the fuck?
It had to do with masturbating to a picture.
What did that have to do with anything? What are we doing? Okay.
We're talking about masturbating the picture.
Yeah. Actually.
Wait a minute. We ended that one.
Can I talk?
Yes, go ahead.
I confessed to a girl way back in my younger years of like, I must have been like 19 or 20. I confessed after hooking up with her that I pleasured myself to one of her pictures. And she thought it was hot. Wow. And she ended up, I don't want to sound like the guy from the email, but she ended up being kind of crazy. And, I had to kind of cut ties and move on from that. But there you go. Why? That's a confession for me.
Why? What was it that made her crazy? Tell us. What was it? It didn't turn you on that she was crazy? What made it?
She was, okay.
She wanted to suck your dick in public?
This is actually your confession, Tyler?
Yeah. And keeping totally anonymous. It was one of those situations where right after making having some
Yeah.
great sex. I got that I love you like right afterwards.
That's
and,
not crazy. That's beautiful. She loved you. How can that be crazy? Why is it now when someone says I love you, we look at that as crazy?
I guess because it was only like 2 weeks in.
I don't
so
want to say anything now because you have a partner, but that could have been
you
your soulmate. That could have been the one that got away.
And there were other things. There were other things after that, but okay. I'll give you another example of crazy. That's
Wait a
better.
minute, hold on, Tyler.
Okay, one more thing first, Jimmy. One more thing about out of nowhere, she grabbed my phone after another little intercourse session and started scrolling through it, just looking through conversations. Found a girl I had a completely platonic relationship with, like literally, like I'd rather do guys over her, like, and. I'm certain some people are like, that doesn't really mean much, but she like saw her name. Literally just saw her like name, and it was like I saw her face like change to like anger, and she's like, "I gotta go."
She was hurt. She was like,
it was psycho. First of all, to go into my text messages, and then it was literally nothing was wrong with the conversation.
Well, now go back to this other guy who's getting all angry just over a story. She saw a text message and she just jumped to a conclusion because she loved you so much. She's probably still pining over you. Now that she knows you're on here, she probably watches this show, sees you're in a relationship, and the poor girl's probably hung herself now because she knows you're with someone and you and her can never be. And she's left a suicide note saying, this is all because of you, Tyler. You broke my heart. Yeah.
Tyler,
she dodged a bullet. What's up, Jimmy?
No, I'm just saying you're married now and everything. So
basically,
your life is on its way wherever. And this person here, why should this person get upset of where you're at now?
But now after hearing that story, I don't know if. But after hearing that story and how it was, I don't know if Tyler's with the right one now because the other one could have been the right one. We'll never know.
Well, the other thing too that I'm a little confused about, you
got to. Yeah, it's okay, Tyler. You got to tell yourself that because you're in the relationship, you got to convince yourself.
You're right.
Bad priest here understands what you got to do to keep the love and the positive vibes going, to keep the roof over your head. You got to fake it till you make it. But deep down, I know you're wondering. Is that the one that got away?
No, I
wonder if you're projecting. Actually, I wonder if there's a little bit of projection from Cardinal Lee happening on my screen.
I've been married 5 times. I can tell you all about it.
So yes.
Can I say something?
Yes, Jimmy.
Always.
So I want to back up a minute. You said that the girl told you she loved you after a couple of weeks.
Yeah, after making love, she told me.
So you never know. There's no time limit on love. You can meet somebody and just, have love feelings for this person. I mean,
love at first sight.
It's a big world, and there's a lot of stuff going on in this world. This world has a lot of depth to it. You can't say that that's not possible, that this girl could actually, not love you.
He actually called her crazy because she said she loves him. He called her crazy for that.
That doesn't necessarily mean that,
She looked at Tyler, her heart just like she got butterflies when she looked at Tyler and felt all giddy and like.
Well, that could happen, Lee. That's called a chemical reaction between two people. That could definitely happen.
Then I see that in hindsight. That was an overstep for me saying that. That was not one of the reasons that I would consider her crazy.
Well, tell us the reason. You confessing. Come on out. Don't hold back.
I told you. It was like the phone thing and literally just seeing like a girl's name.
And that's it. And that was it. That's not crazy.
There was multiple like insecurity red flags that were complete. You have said yourself.
You know what it was? It was because she loved you so much.
It depends on the insecurity,
and she's scared of losing you. Yeah, she was scared of losing you. She was scared of losing her world. Wouldn't you be scared if you had this whole world and someone on a pedestal and you think at any minute I could lose this person. This person could be pulled away from me. And it's like so hard. What will my world be like if
what the confessors feel like? Is this what the confessors feel like? Because it feels horrible. No one's going to want to write confessions for the show. I don't know if the bad priest, good priest thing is working out.
Can you Google this girl's name? Because I want to see what's happened to her life ever since you've done this to her. Poor girl's probably, she's probably on the street doing drugs, sucking dick to make money since you destroyed her.
The poor girl's probably working a corner in Manhattan.
She probably become a prostitute because she could never confess her love again to another man.
She might be fucking working in an opium den in Taiwan.
She's at a psychiatrist and she's laying there. She goes, I can't love. First time I ever said I love someone,
The guy
he
fucked
left
this
me.
poor girl up. I mean, you know,
I
it's
opened
not
my
right,
heart
man.
to him. I opened my heart to
Just
him, and he
because
just
she said she
do
loved
it on
him,
it.
he fucking lost his
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Now the poor girl's all
yeah.
fucked up the rest of her
Fuck
life.
yeah, fucking
It's a
destroyed
shame.
her.
It's a
Oh my
shame.
God. Okay, I have to fucking say this because of where you guys are going. Facebook's the thing. I know she literally is also married. Okay, can we shut
Nah,
calm the
nah.
fuck
People
down?
put a
Oh, she
fake
might
life
be
on there.
married,
People
Tyler,
put
but she's
fake
Oh, there's no
secretly
winning.
miserable.
There's no winning with you guys.
Nah,
There's no
nah.
winning.
On Facebook,
She's
everyone
probably-
fakes it. Look at my life. I got a
She's-
perfect life. Deep
yeah,
down,
but
she's
she-
fucking crushed and
Right.
heartbroken. She's living a fake
Oh,
life because
right,
you fucking
Oh, I
destroyed
regret
her
confessing
soul.
so much.
Exactly. She's
I regret
miserable.
confessing so much.
Oh,
She's
miserable,
fucking miserable every day.
miserable.
Yes.
She's got to go. Hold on, family. Let's take a photo for Facebook. Everyone look happy. And then it's fucking.
Yeah,
Then
because
she's
that
fucking
Facebook's
back
all
to
bullshit
misery.
too.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
man.
fucking ripped her soul and heart out and
Oh,
fucking
wow.
destroyed it.
Yeah.
He damaged
know
her
best.
for life.
You know.
Oh, terrible, Jimmy. He like ruined her.
Oh
like,
my
fucking,
God, he ripped her.
I bet
soul out.
if you look at her kids' photos on Facebook, they've probably got burn marks where she puts the cigarettes on them because
Oh,
she's
yeah.
angry
Yeah,
at
she's
Tyler.
probably got scars on her arm from
Oh, yeah.
cuts her arm.
Jimmy,
during
don't
the night.
enable him. Don't enable him.
Exactly. Poor girl.
So Tyler,
Oh.
you're getting a little touch of Lee and my red.
Yeah, it's the worst. I don't know if anyone else is going to confess.
Now tell us after confessing, like just pretend you're one of the people that
twist
write.
the confessions.
Tyler's
No,
Lee, he's
pretend
going to be
you're-
suicidal when he gets off the show with us.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I
not
can
gonna be able to
understand
come back
why.
next
I can
week.
understand why destroying this girl's life. He's just finally
Yeah,
seen what
I
he's
get
done
it
to her.
too. I absolutely get it.
Now,
he
Tyler,
wrecked
tell
her.
us, if you were these people that write in now, and you've heard Jimmy and I
Right.
talk about your confession, do you feel better?
No. Not at all, dude.
Well, obviously, you're not listening to what we're saying. Then, if you're still feeling,
Yeah, you should feel like a load.
Like
came
I'm supposed to
off
be.
your
I'm
back.
supposed to hear all that and go. Ah,
oh, thank you. The world has been lifted off my
what a
shoulders.
load
Yeah.
off. Yeah.
It
Oh
should
my
feel like
gosh.
a weight came off of you, man. Like,
Yeah,
you
what
know,
a real fucking load off.
Tyler's going to be laying in bed tonight, twisting and turning. He won't be able to sleep.
I don't know if I'll be doing that so much. Oh man.
You know, Lee, I gotta say, you know.
Anyways, but you guys,
we're
did you
doing
even
this.
say what this guy's? Okay, so what was the verdict with the 22-year-old seeking the 31-year-old?
I told you he was psycho and nut job and everything else.
And then Jimmy said you should
told
try to
you
ask
that
her.
Right, he should. Right.
Yeah,
Be out.
Jimmy's
All
like,
right.
go up and tell her. No, because if they get together, he's too much of a psycho. All I see is a death suicide pact coming on.
Okay. Well, to wrap up that confession, I'm gonna make my call is with Jimmy. You should go ahead. I'm gonna assume he's
So
not a killer
you agree
psychopath.
that she should date a psychopath and end up dead in the river? Good
Well,
one.
assuming he's not a killer psychopath, he should get his.
How could you
cojones
assume
and
that
go ahead.
after hearing that he's looking at her pictures, masturbating, getting angry when he hears stories about her? How the hell could you assume he's not
You
a
guys are
psychopath?
fine with the office jerker. You're fine with the guy jerking off 3 times a day in the office, but you're not
Well,
okay
he's not
with the
getting angry
one-time little
about someone's
picture wing
stories. He's just pleasuring himself. My God.
in
Oh.
a public bathroom that's shared by coworkers. He's got got his
Wow.
jism around the bathroom, and you're fine with that. With his
Wow.
cannoli
Nothing-
ice
nothing-
all
nothing
over the
compares-
public bathroom.
Still, nothing compares to someone making love to you and then telling you they love you, and then you just
please,
rip their
Cardinal
fucking
Lee.
heart out. Oh my
Forgive
God!
me for I have
I
sinned.
can't even get. I can't get over that. So I don't know how she got over
You
it.
can't get
My
over
God.
it. No, you got to
Oh.
splash a little holy water on it.
Oh my God!
You got to
I
splash
feel
a
like
little
I
holy
feel
water.
like destroying my life and going on heroin and on the streets from
Oh
hearing
my
the story.
God.
Oh my God!
This is
Poor
just
girl.
something else. All right. We've got
I'm
something.
sorry,
We got
guys.
another.
I had
Listen,
to go take a leak. I'm sorry.
it's
I'll be back
fine.
in a minute.
It's okay. You're listening. You're giggling. So listen, the
Are
next
you
one,
touching it while you're in there, Jimmy?
maybe. It's not. It's technically work. So I guess that's his office, bathroom.
Mm.
The next one's a doozy. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. So,
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay. We're here to help.
Me, Jimmy, and Tyler, I have a big problem.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what a relief.
Me and my wife have been married for 11 years, and to be honest, I started watching a lot of pornography. He put an asterisk in pornography, and I find that adorable. without her knowing about, like, he put like 1 asterisk just so he didn't spell out pornography all the way. Without her knowing about, so 2 months ago he secretly started watching pornography. She's got no idea.
Yeah. That usually
When she
happens.
goes out and when I'm taking a dump, or when he actually is taking a dump, he's also watching porn.
Huh.
My favorite category is facials, and I've been watching a lot of them. And the fantasy about doing it in real life to my wife is really on his mind. He asked her multiple times. She won't do it. He also wants to cannoli in her mouth and wants to see her, you know what you could do with that cannoli icing.
Yeah.
She won't do that either. She's always been,
Yeah.
she prefers to spew it back out and says she hates the taste of it. Because it's
Oh.
my fantasy and she can't fulfill it, I've taken matters into my own hands. Uh-oh. At night when she's sleeping, he's been touching the cannoli towards her face and a little bit of icing right in her mouth from the cannoli, if you know what I
Really?
mean, while she's sleeping, and a bit on her face.
Good
She
on him.
hasn't noticed. He hasn't noticed a bit of it in the morning and washes it off when she washes her face in the morning. I've done this successfully 6 times now without her waking up and
I
catching it.
hope he videos it. Hope he videos
The thrill of getting caught.
I
turns me
love
on.
this guy.
it.
The thrill of getting caught turns me on too. I've now got a bit of an addiction doing this to her when she's sleeping. Oh well, it's her fault for not fulfilling her husband's fantasy. Okay, guys.
Exactly.
At the same time, I really love my wife and wouldn't leave her because of this or cheat on her. Do you guys think I'm doing something wrong, or am I within my right
No.
because she would not fulfill my fantasies? Wow. geez.
Okay. I'm going to go first on this one because
Sure. I can tell you're eager.
I am eager. What he's doing,
I love the
I see
story,
nothing
man.
wrong with it.
Nothing
Okay,
wrong.
well, I'm going to give you my assumption of it all.
Go ahead, Lee.
He likes to do it. It's a fantasy. This is his wife. They've committed to each other. They're loved. They're soulmates. They've want to be together. His wife's a fucking whore. She's a slut. She won't let him do it because I don't like the taste of it or it's stuff like this. So that means, guess what?
That makes her a whore.
She's let other people do it. She's let other people do it before him.
Of
She's had
course,
other people come in
can't
her
mean
mouth
anything
because she
else.
knows the taste of it. It's like when someone goes, "Can we?" You get with your wife. Let's have anal sex. You're like, I don't want to do that. It hurts. Oh, so you let other people try, but me, your husband, your soulmate, you won't even let me do it. But you've let other people do it in your whore days. So your wife's a whore. She's had other people come in her mouth. She's had other people do whatever the facials. But you, her husband, the one who she gave her life to, and said you're going to be together forever, she won't let you do it. So I'm glad you do it while she's sleeping. You should give her some pills like Cosby, knock her right out and ask her while she's asleep.
Ding, ding. All right, Jimmy, your turn.
Wow. Well, I am a little confused about the story because usually, normally, under normal circumstances, when before you're married, you're with a woman, you're with her, and you pretty much know her likes, dislikes at that point, So I mean, so what happened? So in other words, I have
it's
to
like
know
a
what
cock trap,
happened.
Jimmy. It's a cock trap. Sometimes before you get with them.
She doesn't let him cannoli all over her face.
Yeah, but what about the ones that when you're dating, they'll let you do them in the ass. They'll swallow your jizz. As soon as you get married, I don't want to do that anymore. False advertising.
I'll get to that in my point later. But Jimmy, please, did you need any more elaboration or?
I did. Yes.
Well, please ask away.
So the point of my story was when you're with a woman before, obviously you're going to have a relationship before you get married, maybe a year or two, whatever it is, you're going to know her likes and dislikes, right? So maybe did she like it before? And then when you got married, she didn't like it anymore. I mean, like what? I have to know the particulars. What happened? I mean, was she just coaxing you to get married? Do you have money? And she wanted to, have you do that on her face and all that other stuff because of the money. And then once you married her, she's like, I don't do that. You know what I mean? Like, so there's a lot of circumstances to that, because you don't just,
Really.
you know what a woman's about before you marry her. So
she's
now
she's a money grabbing slut whore that did everything
It wasn't like she was
beforehand.
into it. You're assuming she was into it before.
She must have done it because she knew the taste of it. She knew the taste and everything else.
Okay, have you ever had something you tried one time and you hated it? So I go, you know what?
No,
I don't like
Tyler,
that.
Not jizz in my mouth, no.
Lee, Tyler, you're missing my point. You're missing my whole point as an ordained priest. I'm looking at things under the light of God. Do you understand what I'm telling you? The man knew the woman before. There's no secrets.
No, that's what Jimmy. He suddenly got into it. He started watching pornography only 2 months ago, and then he's he's into this category. It's a new thing for him.
No, it's not a new thing for him. No, something happened, okay? Because he was with it before. Porn. Excuse me, Tyler. He was with it before. He knows what she's all about. He married her, and now, months later, he's watching porn because she don't want to do the things she did before when she was with him before she got married. Do you understand? So maybe he's got a little money. Maybe he's got a big fucking house. You know, maybe the guy's got a 5-bedroom house and she lives in a fucking 2-bedroom apartment, and she wanted to move into the fucking house. So she did all that there on the face and all that bullshit, you know what I mean? Because she wanted to get into the fucking guy's house. Now she's in the fucking house. Now she's going like this to him. I ain't going to fucking have you do that on my face with the whipped cream. I'm done. And now, she thinks that's okay. So now the poor guy's watching fucking porno and whacking off, and he's coming on he's doing that shit on the face during the fucking
what a
night.
pity party.
All because this girl lied to him from the beginning. She coaxed the guy. She sucked him in, and then she screwed him like a lot of these women do. That's what
you guys are both on a rager. You're on a misogynistic rager. Okay.
What about this, Jimmy? She never did it. She never did it beforehand, like Tyler said. But he started watching porn.
We don't know that. We don't
know
that.
Now he's turned on by it. He's turned on by it.
He's
asked her to do it, and she has said no. So he's never done it with her before.
Oh, maybe he should have checked that out before.
Yeah, but by her saying no.
Into it.
But guess what? Newsflash. By her saying no and saying it tastes bad, that means she's done it with somebody else. But she won't even do it with the man she loves now. So that's pretty fucked up. They're together in love. Sometimes you got to do shit you don't want to do. Sometimes you got to go visit your in-laws and shit you don't want to do. Sometimes when you're married, you got to make fucking sacrifices, and she should just sacrifice, cop a load in the fucking face. If you don't cop a load in the face, you got to cop a
I've been through that. Listen, I've been in relationships where the girl didn't want to like swallow the thing.
Yes, Jimmy.
And all of a sudden, we didn't, after like a long period of time, we didn't see each other anymore. And then we started to see each other like months later. I started to let her in a little bit, and all of a sudden she was doing it, right? And I'm like, wow, she never did that before, because she was trying to suck me back in, bro. Because that's what she was doing. You gotta be careful, man. You gotta be careful. I'm telling you right now. That's my life experience.
My only 2 cents I'm trying to bring in here is how I know so little girls that I've had the luxury to be with in the past in my fun little life that enjoy you nutting on their face. Like that's a very there's only a very small, and people I know, like maybe one person I knew said his girlfriend didn't mind, tolerated that on the daily or whatever.
I love that. I think that's like very sad.
Well, this is what I think you should do is
it's a mess.
Get her drunk, get him drunk.
Matter of fact, when I used to do when I would do that, Tyler, back in the past, after I would do it on the face, I would lick it off.
Oh my God, Jimmy! Yeah. Oh, you did the snowball stuff.
And
spit it in their mouth. And
you
guys are nasty freaks. You're nasty priest freaks.
You'd nut in there and suck it out and spit it in
the mouth. That's the
now I have to mark this to bleep it.
Tyler Lee, I actually promised.
Oh, I did it again.
What's that?
Oh my God.
What is that?
I did it.
You did it?
See that? After what I just said, the Lord gave me the thumbs up. So don't you fucking cut anything out.
How did you
do that? I don't know how I did
Tyler?
it. I pressed the tab key. It didn't do it again. I don't know. I don't know how it does it. I don't know what makes it do it.
That's the Lord giving me the thumbs up. So you just leave that in.
Oh, I'll leave
last time it was a lot bigger last time.
Yeah, well, he's on the fence on this one, the Lord, but he still give me the thumbs up.
I really, I don't know. Okay, StreamYard thumbs up.
You know, Tyler, I promised Dave that this show was going to be
Really good.
clean. You know,
Yeah, well, your promise wasn't fulfilled.
Did
I
Dave
promised
say
him.
cut down on some stuff? Did he?
He did. I talked to him
But how can we
yesterday.
do that if we're like Jimmy and Lee's personality is? You ask us a question, we give you an answer. If we came on here and toned ourselves down, people would see we're not being
You know,
authentic.
I
They
tell
would
you,
know it's not us.
Lee, I got an idea. Let's ask
Chat
the
bubble.
fans. Let's ask the fans. Okay, let's
Yeah.
please put some comments in there about Lee and myself, if we should tone it down or just be ourselves.
And not swear, be normal.
I spoke to Dave yesterday, and we had a beautiful conversation, 40 minutes, you know, and he asked me if we could keep it down a little bit because he wants people to watch the show. I understand that. He wants to, because if we keep it clean, it goes out farther into YouTube and stuff like that. So, I mean, so my question is, I want to ask the fans, if we continue.
It's not like we're getting paid for it, so who cares who fucking watches it? So who gives a fuck?
Well, it's not even that. He wants to, whatever. So,
our fans, the ones that do watch it like us, who's going to be watching this? Mother Teresa? It's like, come on.
I don't think Mother Teresa's tuning in. I got news for you.
Hold on. So listen, please. All honesty, I want the fans to write in when they see the show. Do they
thumbs up
Lee,
or thumbs down? Thumbs
do
up.
Do they want Lee and Jimmy to clean it up, and be politically correct, or do they want Lee and Jimmy to be themselves because they enjoy the raw content?
And we just say what comes to our head. Like it'd be like if Tyler asked me a question there in the confession. To clean it up, I'd have to really sit here and go, because normally I just say what comes to my head. I have to sit here and go, no, you can't say that. Hold on. How am I going to word it?
Well, we'd have to, like, Lee, me and you discussed it before.
It wouldn't be spontaneous, would it?
Well, right, exactly. So if we, and I'm not saying anything against Dave. I love Dave tremendously, but if we do the confessions and someone states a confession or whatever it may be, and Lee and myself just naturally just go off on a tangent of how we feel and what we
words of wisdom, Jimmy, not a tangent. Words
of wisdom, whatever, and we just be ourselves and we just blurt out whatever because that's how Lee and myself are. And I've been like this on After Hours for years. People know that if they watch that show. Yeah. So do we cut it down or do we be ourselves? I mean, that's a legitimate question. I'd like to know that, please. And please like and subscribe.
And now
like and subscribe to our show. We need that.
And look how exciting After Hours is now to Jimmy, and that's not on it.
I'm not on After Hours because Dave has the show at 1:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday.
No, it's a snore fest. Come on.
Shots fired left and right.
And it's very hard for me to get on the show.
To watch? I mean, yeah, it is very hard to watch. It's hard for me to watch too, Jimmy. I can't watch it.
So the other day, Dave texted me. He wanted me to be on the show with you,
Greg,
John. Right. Yeah. He texted me. I was up in Ithaca, 6 hours away. I mean, with 7 guys.
Well, that'll be me soon, Jimmy. That'll be me soon. He'll be texting me and I'll be out walking the streets giving out parking tickets.
Right.
I want to see. I'll wait to see the photos of that career.
Oh, you can watch the TV show. That's like you got to send in a tape of like a reel of you. That's my audition. That's my audition.
Lee, I think you can continue confessions because if you take this job on, it'll be Monday to Friday, so we can still continue it on Saturday in the future. So I believe that you're not going to leave me. We're going to continue the confessions because the people now, Lee, listen to me clearly now. I'm an I know what I'm talking about now.
I'm listening, brother.
We help people. You've read them to me yourself. You called me and said, Jimmy, listen to this, and you read that and this and that and this and that. And these people, like, if it wasn't for you guys, I would have jumped off the bridge. I would have started the car in the garage and slept on a cot. You read them to me yourself that we help people and we bring joy into their life, even though they're having a shitty day or a shitty time or a shitty experience, that Lee and myself enlighten these people. So it ain't really about the money with this particular show.
No.
It's really about what we do for the people, and you
and
know
they
it, Lee.
like us.
And you
And
can't leave
that
because
proves
of
that they
monetary.
like
I'm
Australians.
talking, Tyler. I'm talking.
That was Lee,
And
not
you
me.
and you can't say that you have
Jesus.
to agree with me. This is not about monetary. This is about helping the people. The people love this show. So no matter
Oh,
what you
guilt
do in
trip.
your life, I don't
Guilt
care if you're
trip.
a park
Guilt trip.
ranger or a parking meter cop, whatever that you are, whatever you want to do in your future, you know that you have to continue this show because the people demand it. Okay?
The guilt trip. The guilt trip from Jimmy.
You know it. You know it, Lee, because you actually said it yourself. So that's my take on this whole thing.
Well,
and I just rang the bell.
I'll be working
And when
all
I
week,
ring
and
the
then
bell, because
then
this
on
is
the
like
weekends,
in the
I've got to
Vatican,
spend time with the wife and the dogs and the cats, so
when-
everyone can just go kill themselves.
you could take an hour out of your day on a Saturday to help people. An hour out of your day. You go to the gym, you spend an hour over there on your body. You could spend an hour on a Saturday or a Sunday to help the people out in the world to feel better about themselves, because we
I
live
don't
in a
know my
shit
work
world.
schedule yet. I could be
We
working
live.
weekends, double time.
No,
and a
you're
half
not going to be
make
working
extra money.
weekends. No, you're not. You're not going to be working weekends because we live in
And
shitty times.
I'm going to work Sundays and give people tickets who are parked out the front of
Listen,
churches.
Lee, we don't even know how much time we have left as a world. So we have to continue with the people. We have to save the people as long as we can. You
Fuck
can't
'em.
just abandon the people at this point in time with all this shit going on in this world. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to him.
I'm the
Listen
bad
to me.
priest. I'm the bad priest. Water off a duck's back. Next.
Okay.
No, you're not a bad priest. You don't want to abandon your brother. And Tyler, too.
I'm not abandoning you. I'll FaceTime you, but fuck the world. Fuck the rest of the world. Fuck them.
Yeah. All right. Well, on that note, we got
That's
time
my
for one more
word.
confession tonight.
That is my word, Tyler.
It is.
Here we go. Last confession of tonight.
Dear Tyler, Father Lee, Father Jimmy, I must confess, I've already failed my New Year's resolution.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I set the intention to follow a strict diet and get in shape, but I ate too many of Mr. G's cookies, aka Captain Protein. Now I feel sick. I needed to purge, so I took 3 scoops of fibrillized. Ooh, that's not recommended. Needless to say, I have cleansed myself. Forgive me, for I've sinned.
Would you like to go first on this one, Jimmy? You go first.
Yeah, I'll elaborate.
Mm-hmm.
I'll shed some light on this poor fellow.
Mm-hmm.
So his New Year's resolution was to lose weight, get in shape, and hit the gym.
Yeah.
But he ate too much of Mr. G's cookies. And, he got sick.
And other stuff, I'm sure. And other stuff, I'm sure.
I'm sure he did. Yeah, he probably had. He probably had cheesecake and marble cake and butter cake and Snickers bars and Kit Kats, whatever the hell came his way. So I'm sure it wasn't just Mr. G's cookies, because Mr. G's cookies are quite good and they're high in protein. And there's nothing wrong with Mr. G's cookies. And how many cookies could you eat? I mean, would you sit down and eat a whole entire box of Mr. G's cookies with a glass of milk? Anybody would get sick, even on Chips Ahoy. You would get sick if you had a whole box with a glass of milk. Everything in moderation, my brother. So you can't blame Mr. G's cookies. We're not going to accept that. That's not going to happen. And the other thing is, and you want to have a New Year's resolution and get in shape and diet and train. Good. Train in the gym. Eat right. If you want Mr. G's cookies once in a while on a weekend for a treat, go ahead, help yourself. But you can't make a meal out of anything that's not good for you. You can't sit down. Listen, I could sit down and eat a whole cake, a crumb cake by Entenmann's. Definitely sit down with a glass of milk and eat the entire cake. I can do it. I can do it. But I don't do it because I know it's bad for you and it's all chemicals. And actually, if you read the label on that cake, okay, it's an entire paragraph of shit you can't even pronounce, and they put it all together to make it look like a cake, because it really ain't a cake. It's all them shit ingredients that they got inside there to make it look like a cake, and it really ain't a cake. So don't give me that bullshit, okay? You know how to do it. Eat right, train, and don't blame Mr. G's cookies, because he's our friend and we like his cookies, and you can't make a meal out of anything. So I don't buy that story.
There you go.
Okay, Lee, you're next, Lee.
Well, the guy, it's the end of the year. I'm making a New Year's resolution. I'm going to
Mhm.
diet. So come the New Year, what's he do?
Uh-huh.
Breaks the diet. He eats whatever. He's probably eating McDonald's, Kentucky. Plus, he did throw the plug in for Mr. G's cookies. They will not make you fat, like Jimmy said, in moderation, because you can get the low carb ones high in protein. So it's just like a little meal in a cookie, and you couldn't eat enough to get fat. So what he's saying is he broke his diet, eating other stuff plus Mr. G's cookies. So all I want to say to this guy is you had a New Year's resolution, you come into the new year, you broke it, so you're a fucking loser. Hope you have a miserable fucking year and just wallow in your fatness. Hope you get diabetes and fucking whatever else, and you just get fucking sick and fatter, and then suddenly you get a blood clot in your leg. They got to amputate your fucking leg and sit there while you're eating your McDonald's and go, oh, I fucked up. This is all because I didn't stick to my New Year's resolution. What a fucking loser I am. You're welcome.
Wow.
You know,
You got to go
I
through
gotta
the whole of
say something,
2024
Tyler.
knowing you fucked up from the beginning. So the rest of the year is going to be fucked because you couldn't even stick to that. Everything else you do for this whole year is going to be fucked because you're a fucking loser and you can't commit to anything. So don't even try suicide because you'll probably fuck that up.
Oh my God. So I have to elaborate a little bit on that. I mean,
Yes.
I mean, really, I mean, trashing Mr. G's cookies, man. Come on.
He wasn't really trashing him. I think he just tried to say he had him, but he's trying to say that's why
It was
he
a
was waiting.
playful.
Well, he said he had him and he was sick. Didn't he say that, Tyler?
He did say because he had too many and then he felt sick. I don't know if
Well,
he was trying to throw him under the bus.
right.
You have too much of anything, you're going to be sick, like Jimmy said.
100%.
Sure.
Thank you, Lee. 100%. You got to use your brain. God gave you a brain.
He doesn't have one. He doesn't have a brain because he broke his New Year commitment like that, like it was nothing. He didn't even fucking get through what? We're in what, January now? Not even halfway through January, and he couldn't even fucking stick to a diet. The guy's a fucking loser, and he's always going to be a loser. He probably failed at school, he failed in life, and he's failing in his fucking diet. So fuck him.
Thank God we were able to give him a safe place. It's so nice.
Yeah. Yes.
Oh man, the theme for tonight is Cardinal Lee. No one's safe.
You're all going there.
Well,
Yeah.
Lee tells it. Tyler, Lee tells it like it is, man.
No one will be saved tonight from Cardinal Lee's wrath. You shall go to hell.
What is today's date? What's today's date? The 14th or 15th? Well, it's the 14th here.
Shall be known.
Exactly. Well, the 14th here. So we're not even halfway through, almost halfway through the first month, and he can't even stick to something he said he was going to do. And I bet this carries on through his whole life, and I bet it's been how his whole life is. That's probably why he's not where he wants to be in life. He's probably got a shitty job. He's probably been married and not married anymore. I don't know his age. He's probably got kids that fucking hate him because he says to the kids, yeah, Daddy will take you to the park, and then he fucking gets drunk, does a bit of fucking drugs, and he falls asleep on the couch. And the kids are like, but Daddy's going to go, fuck off, Daddy's drunk right now. Yeah, so he's never committed to nothing. He's destroyed everyone's lives. His fucking mum and dad, his mum and dad brought him a car. He couldn't even commit to getting it registered, and he insured, and he crashed the fucking car. They lost their money. They couldn't get the money back for that. So the guy's he's just a deadbeat. Fuck him.
What did his dad sound like again?
I can't because I'm fucking. I can't fucking. That was your mum's idea. She got pregnant. Fuck your mum. So remember, people, if you're having children, it all starts at a young age. Raise them kids right, or you're going to have a loser like this guy who can't even commit to a fucking diet. That's how it starts. It might be a diet now, but it was more before that.
Oh shit!
Man, fuck, that came late, but better late than never. Wasn't that funny?
It's like just the divine power just came through me, and I saw his life.
Wow,
his life flashed before my eyes.
Oh my God! So was that his drunk dad acting like that?
No, that was him. That was him talking to his own kids. Because he can't commit to anything. He said he was going to take his kids to the park, and they were all excited to go.
He's just shoving Mr. G cookies in his mouth,
drinking and eating cookies and shitting up on heroin. That he can't fucking go to the park. Fucking mum's in the kitchen, laying on the kitchen floor because he hit her with the fry pan on the fucking head for back. And it's like,
oh man. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
So,
So
so
anyway,
that's your take.
I
We
think the
had
people
Jimmy's
want to
take.
know how Lee elaborated that entire story from this guy's diet. I have to
You know,
commend Lee.
there's a lot of scenes at the park that end up happening.
Lee is like one
well,
of
that's
those
where the kids
gypsies
wanted to go, but he couldn't commit to taking them.
Lee's like one of those gypsies. You go up in a little booth with
No,
the
it's
curtains
almost
with the
like
crystal
it's
ball,
almost like I
and
got
you ask him
possessed.
a question.
You know how like when you go to a séance and then the spirit of the person enters their
Uh-huh.
body.
Yes.
By Tyler talking about him, it's almost like the guy's spirit just came into me, and I saw his life through my eyes, and I could see the way he was talking to his kids, his wife, his mum and dad. I saw him going to work, and he couldn't even commit to his job, so he got fired. I saw him. I saw like his whole life. It's like, you know, when you see those movies and they do the brain scan, everything goes. I saw that even from the birth, even from when he was young. I saw him like coming out of his mother's birth canal.
Oh, wait, you saw the
and
whole thing.
his mother looking at him, going, "Oh fuck, can I get rid of him? I don't want him." He was.
Wow, it's a pretty amazing power you have to see the whole
And,
thing.
and back then,
back then,
adoption and abortion wasn't really heard of.
I gotta say, Lee. You know, I think ever since we started doing this show and dressing like priests, things have been happening to
Impersonating
us.
them?
Yeah, something's been something's been happening to Lee and myself. Like these things have
Like
been
what?
coming in. Like
It's
these,
like
these,
you just get this feeling, don't you, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Like it's like those guys, the ones who went to those two boys that were kissing that time and went to lay down. It's like you can see their life through your head. It's like you're there.
Something is happening to Lee and myself. Something is happening. Ever since we started the show with the candles and the music, and something's been entering into us, and we can see.
I'm glad you guys feel that, because I've never felt further from God.
Well, you're a lost soul,
not
then, aren't you? You're a lost soul.
Not necessarily, Tyler. Not necessarily.
You're just not opening up. You're not being open. You're fighting it. You got to open up. Just let it in.
He is. He's fighting it.
Through both of ye.
He is. Because when it happens just like that. It's like that story you told about the two boys kissing, and when they laid down, it was like Jimmy was just sitting there, then all of a sudden, bam!
Wow!
You saw the whole picture
like
of them grabbing the shoulders and laying down and caressing each other and doing each other. It's just like
licking his ear and his neck. And he was
it's like when that story then just hit me. It's almost just like I watched
saw the guy's
movie.
right leg shaking like this on the
bench.
Oh my
God!
The whole thing.
I know when it happens, you just can't describe it, can you?
It
just happens like you watch the movie, and it's also present in my head. And I'm still,
Tyler, it's like a video just came into our minds. And
it's
visceral. Right now, I'm still seeing the father on the couch with the whiskey bottle and the needle in his arm, and the two young kids holding their soccer balls, wanting to go to the park, looking at dad, thinking, "Oh, you get the needle out his arm, and we might as well take some too, because it's good for daddy."
No.
And now the young kids
I can elaborate. I can see it too. I can actually see the mother at the sink with the curlers in her hair, with the nightgown on, and I could see the whole thing.
The bruises on her face from where he punched her in the face.
Yeah. The black eye. I see the whole thing. Yeah.
All because he said he ate too many cookies. That's all he said.
That's the smallest detail in his whole story. Okay.
Listen, Tyler. That's what opened up the door to me, to Lee and myself.
To the vision.
Right. Yes.
That's all he had to say.
It's almost like if you said, "This is my pen, Lee," and you give me the pen, and you say, "I wrote books with this." I go, "Okay," but then all of a sudden, if I hold your pen, I can see everything else you've done in your life. Oh, before you wrote that book, you were out there beating it in the garage. I remember you were sitting there looking at your dad's Playboy in the back of his boat with the fish smell in the tuna bucket, beating it on the back of the boat. And then you went inside, and your mum said, "What were you doing?" You said, "I was just outside playing with the dog," knowing that you got jizz in your pants as you're going back into your room to change your underwear. I saw all that just by holding your pen, Tyler.
Wow. That's quite the gift, just by touch alone.
Oh, yeah.
It is a gift. Yeah. That's why Jimmy and I can't like censor ourselves.
You can't shut it off.
We've been given a gift, and we can't stop it.
Lee, tell him. Even when Lee and myself, we'll FaceTime each other during the week to say hello, what's going on,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden we'll touch on something, and just me, Lee and myself, we can't stop. We just keep going,
It
and
takes
we're laughing.
Incredible.
Yeah, it just takes over. We just keep going and hysterical.
Like this,
laughing.
this divine.
Yeah, it's
with Jimmy, it's divine. With me, it's evil energy just takes over.
Yeah,
it just takes it
just suss it out.
It just embraces us. Well, me and Lee.
But the good thing is,
laughing.
like with Jimmy being good and me being bad, once we collide, it's sort of like evens it out. Like the good and bad come together, and it sort of smooths everything over. So it's like a balance, yin and yang.
We need a new intro with this crazy CG showing.
But it becomes like endless energy between Lee and myself. We just keep going and
it's
going.
It's like that neutron collider, and we fucking neutrons collide. Boom.
Yeah, CERN.
Just like that.
Like that guy who's on the couch when he does finally come to and takes his kids to the park. He's that fucked up. He crashed the car into the tree, and the tree and the car collide. The kids go through the fucking windshield. They're there in wheelchairs for the rest of their life. And he's more angry now because he's got 2 kids in wheelchairs he's got to take care of. And he just lets them sit there in their feces while he's drinking on the couch. Damn kids. His colostomy bag needs changing.
Oh my god! God damn! Sounds like
the longer we stay on it, I'm getting more visions. We better stop talking about it.
Yeah, no. These visions aren't. We can't handle them. They're too dark. They're too deep.
And the thing is, Jimmy and I have to live with these visions. We have to live with it. It's like we're taking it on.
It's a burden.
I'm going to get PSTD or whatever it is.
It's a fucking burden, Tyler. It's not funny. We got to live with this shit. That's why me and Lee call each other all the time. Because we have to
this is heavy stuff.
Yeah, we have to
get
it
when
out.
your show ends now, I'm going to go on with my day, and I'm still going to see visions of him abusing his kids in the wheelchairs and everything.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Wow.
Once that door's open, I could be like a week from now, be doing something, and I'm like, oh my God, he's just kicked his wife in the head again at the sink. Have just come to me like that. I think, oh, that poor woman. She was making him scrambled eggs, and she dropped the toast on the floor. So he kicked the fucking teeth in, and now she's got to go get new teeth. It's like, oh.
Just having to hear your vision.
And they can't afford new teeth, so he pulls the young kid's teeth out of the kid's mouth and gives the teeth to the mother and glues them into the mother's mouth. Oh.
All right. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed this lovely, wholesome episode. I think we cover. I think we. Yeah. I think.
I'm glad you're laughing, Tyler. Jimmy and I have to go away now. We have to go away, Jimmy and I, and try and decompress from all this that we've taken.
We need to go to an island, Epstein's Island. That's what we need to do.
Yeah. We need to go. It's like a hyperbolic chamber, just like total.
So
sensory
Tyler,
deprivation.
We ran out of time. Is that what you're telling us?
Yeah, we ran over. In fact,
2 hours. 2 hours.
All right, so we'll continue next week.
Yes, we will. Got more confessions.
It takes Jimmy and I a week to get over this. It takes us a week to sort of.
What'd you say, Tyler?
We'll just pop up the old banner for your confessions.
Well, it takes Jimmy and I a week to get over this show because by the time we've just got over all these visions, boom, it's next Saturday.
It's another set of visions.
Well, Tyler said we had a lot more confessions, but we don't have the time to do them all.
We do.
I mean, because we could go 3-4 hours. Yeah.
So the ones who sent in and we didn't get to them yet, hang on, we'll get to them next week.
That's right.
And when you've seen how we've answered these ones today, thank yourself lucky we didn't get to yours.
And if you notice,
the wrath was fierce today.
If you notice, people, we have the website on the bottom of the page right there.
Yeah, that's right.
It's your game, right, Russ?
Listen, please like and subscribe, and please write in your confessions because we love doing them, and I know that a lot of people love hearing them. So we want to still help people, even though we do laugh a lot. But
tell us how we've changed your life for the good old
yes, absolutely.
Please.
Look, listen,
I'm so sorry.
It's changed my life just doing the show. I mean, me and Lee, we're
holy men now.
Right. Lee and myself, we elaborate on our visions and we like to share them with everybody.
Yeah. We've actually become closer. We've become closer to the Holy Spirit and the demon possession, all in just by doing this show.
Absolutely, because everybody knows out there that there's a lot more to the physical world.
Oh,
and Lee
yeah.
and myself, we tap into it, bad or good. We
Mhm.
tap into it,
Bad
and we
or
bring
good.
it, and we bring it to the show, and
Or
that's what we
effed
like
up.
to do. Right,
Mhm.
exactly.
It's like if Jimmy goes to where he was going to drive into the ocean and stands in the sand there, I go to the beach in town, I stand in the sand. It's like the kinetic energy of the earth pulls us together, and we can almost mind read each other because our feet are in the sand and the energy travels across the world, and we sync up like that through the magnetic energy of the earth.
It's
Exactly.
beautiful. Isn't that just
Exactly.
lovely?
It is lovely.
Mhm.
It is.
Mhm.
Well, okay. On that note, kinetic energy, everyone. Thank you
Yes.
for
Peace,
watching.
love. Peace, love.
Yeah, peace, love, and happiness, as Cardinal Lee always preaches. And see you
Yes.
next week if you dare enter the confession booth.
And listen, people, life
Yes.
ain't that bad. So
No,
please,
No.
you know,
it's all right.
For
keep
some
your
it is.
chin
For
up.
some it's
Stay
really
Don't eat so
positive.
many cookies.
Yeah, yeah. Well, look at
Stay
that guy with the
positive.
cookies and his kids. Their life really sucks. So be happy with your life.
Just
Just
watch
be
the
happy you don't
cookies.
have a drunk father eating cookies doing heroin.
God, cookies
And
and
look,
heroin. See you
I
next
love
week,
the I
everyone.
love the show so much. I drank 3/4 of a bottle of wine. Look, it's
Oh,
empty.
there it is, everyone.